What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Lords Mobile. And in this one, I am going to get through these skirmishes. I'm going to build up my troops, which is the first thing that we're going to talk about. And that's basically how we're going to start and finish this little video here. So the first thing I want to do is talk about the troops that I'm building up. I have 58,750. So I am just at the edge of being able to complete all of the skirmishes. And what I'm going to do is boost myself up past 60 here, and that's just going to give me all the comfort that I need to get the job done. Now, first, before I do that, I'm going to talk about the troops just briefly. And as I've mentioned before, you have your infantry, your range, you have your cavalry, and your siege, right? And in my opinion, you want to focus on one troop type. You want to go for infantry or cavalry first, in my opinion, but some people will start with range and then switch to one of the other two. It's completely up to you. It's your game, so do it the way you want. But I'm starting out with infantry in this case. And right now, I have 35,000 T2s. Tier 2 troops of the infantry, 10,000 of each of the others, and that'll give me what I need to be able to go and defeat these skirmishes out here. But what really makes your troops strong is based on research here. So the further I can get these researched, right now I'm at my max of what I'm able to do. For my current level of academy, what I can do is I can skip this forward, speed this up. Let's go ahead and, instead of using gems, I'm just going to use my speed ups here. I'm going to say free. It's 20 out of 20 help. So that's always a good way to do that, is to make sure before, if you're patient enough, that is, before you actually speed something up, try and make sure that we get those helps filled up. And so that'll save you a lot of time down here. Plus, on top of that, what else will save you time is things like gear and things like your talent points. Ooh, hate when I move that. But your talent points up here. And so if I've got my construction maxed out and my research maxed out for level 1 and level 2, then it'll give me quite a boost. I'll get a 65% boost on construction speed 2. And then on construction speed 1, I will get an additional 40% boost, so over 100% boost in speed. So that doesn't make it free, but it makes it a lot quicker. And then you also have gear that you can research in here. If you want to look at all your equipment and then go by the filter, you can go by construction speed. And then you can build up, for example, that Noceros mask and a couple other things. And that's also going to help increase your speed. Something that I'll probably end up doing, but when you're talking about troops and you're trying to figure out what is going to boost these guys up, what's going to make me strong, how can I be a formidable military attacker, or how can I have enough troops to stop people from attacking me? Well, the good news is, to stop people at first, I mean, you could build up enough troops that they could fit in here. And right now my max is 64,560. That'll keep going up as I upgrade my main castle. You can't upgrade your shelter, but as you upgrade your castle, you're going to be able to shelter more folks, more of those troops. But that's one of the main ways that you can hide your troops, and you can get up to 215 just when you get to castle level 25, I believe it is. And then beyond that, you're going to have research or familiars that will help you boost your shelter capacity. So there's a kind of couple of different things that you're able to do. Somebody declared war on one of us, so that's interesting. Somebody declared war on Bria and Aramis, and it's this IT at group. And then we've got a couple, we don't have any against anybody right now, but this means that this person here, and you can click on them and go to them, somebody declared war on them. They might be in fury, or they just might be kind of open right now. And if you click on the person, you can find out where they're at. And they've got troops coming to them, getting ready to march on us. So where are these guys marching to? They're marching straight here to these guys. So I'm assuming prisoners, here we go. Arnis LT. Don't even have the guild on them. But in any case, how do I get like that? How can I become an attacker, or how do I defend against people attacking? Defense, you want to shelter yourself. You want to use shields. So if I come over to combat, I can use up some of these shields. If you don't have any, you can buy some. And if I don't have enough money and I don't have any shields, then I'm going to shelter and come back and check every 12 hours and then make sure and send your leader. I started to mention in one of my videos and got sidetracked, but there's only 3 reasons that somebody will attack you. The first is for resources. How many are available? So right now in my bag, I have less resources because I'm constantly building and researching, but I have less resources than my vault will hold or protect. So if I had over 726,000 of these resources, of any given resource, somebody could come along and steal them. Anybody could steal my gold if I'm not shielded, which right now I am, and I can see the records of all my shields, how long or when I started and when it ended and all that good stuff. So if you can't shelter, shield, protect your resources, protect your troops, and protect your leader. Those are the 3 key reasons. So if they see that I have resources available outside of my current vault allowance, which at level 25 is 4 million basically, so anything over 4 million on a level 25 castle, somebody's going to jump in and say, ooh, yeah, I want some of those, and give you an attack whether or not they can capture your leader or beat your troops. Well, obviously if they can beat your troops. But the second reason, troops, is that they're going for kills. If you look here on the ranking, people will go for kills. And in player ranking, I am unranked because I don't have any kills. I literally have 0. And you can see that right up here. I have 2.3 million might and 000 kills. And nobody's attacked my turf, and I haven't attacked anybody else's turf, but that's how you're essentially going to be able to tell. But that's what they're going after. They're trying to get ranked on this one. The top person in our kingdom has 16 million kills, and you'll see some 2 million might castles have millions of kills. Just as an example, I bet this guy, yeah, see, he has almost as many kills as his might, and often you'll kind of see that happen in the beginning. People just love to go out and attack, but what ends up happening is if you're attacking before you're ready to do it, I mean, there's just, you're gonna constantly find yourself rebuilding troops, because every time you attack, especially if you don't have at least, 250,000 or whatever it is that you can to fill up your battle, or to fill up your total troop allowance. If I go and attack somebody, then I can only bring so many troops along, and I need my troops full. And if I'm attacking less than that, it's more likely more of my troops are going to die. And you're going to see that right here when we get to the skirmishes. But the third reason is the leader. So eventually you'll be able to open this skirmish up, and you're going to see that there's a altar, and we've got a prison that can be built. I haven't built my prison yet. I do have 2 cuffs, so I can build it, but I need a level 10 mainer before I am able to. And then if I have a prison, I can capture leaders, imprison them, and I can execute them. And so after a period of time, I'll be able to press an execute button and it'll kill them. But you can't have a shield up. You're not allowed to shield, otherwise it sends any leaders that you have home. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it in more detail. But if you are able to capture and execute a leader, then you'll have this thing over here that you can build called an altar, and it boosts up your attack stats. It boosts up your travel speed and your defense and everything for your troops. That way, if you're getting attacked or if you're attacking someone else, you can execute a leader and get a nice little boost on that for about a day. Or it really depends on the level of the altar and and the length of time changes as that altar goes up. So those are the three reasons. If you have resources, if you have your leader exposed, or if you have troops that will increase somebody's kill count, those are the three reasons somebody will attack you. And those are really the three reasons that you want to attack somebody else if you're in that mode. Now, getting back to these troops, I have my infantry building up first. So whatever troop type that you're following, you can follow the same kind of recipe, so to speak, the same idea. And what it is I'm going to build up my infantry who are strong against range, and range are strong against cavalry, cavalry against infantry, and all these guys are strong against siege. So anybody can beat siege. But let's say I have infantry and I get attacked by cavalry. Well, I might be in more trouble than normal because most of my troops are infantry. So if I have a strong cavalry attack coming my way, I'm going to find myself in more trouble than typical. Whereas if range is attacking me, I don't have to worry as much. If infantry is attacking me, it's kind of an equal match, and then it goes into research where you're going to talk about these down here, which is a infantry range counter boost. This is going to get more important as time goes on, but basically you just kind of match up and say, okay, whose infantry is stronger? Well, let's say it's an equal match. How can I get my infantry stronger than someone else's infantry? That way, if we're both on infantry, we both have the same amount of troops, we both have T2, who's going to win that battle? Is it a dead even match? Well, it's not. So first thing is talent points. Talent points are going to be able to take your infantry up a lot. Right now, I'm focused on construction speed and research, and eventually I'll get these things called innate talents. And that allows me to set up my entire list of talent points into an easy to use button that I can just click, and it basically uses this reset, which I have 2 of. If I were to press use, it would take all these down to 0 and allow me to reset all of them. But with an innate talent, what it'll do is it's going to have a preset and allow me to say, okay, I like construction speed, research, training, those 3 key things, and all of my other points I'm going to put onto these 2 defensive positions. And that will be a button where, let's say I'm currently in attack mode or defend mode, and I've put all of my other points right onto infantry, all across the board, infantry 2, infantry 3, and I've filled up both of my defenses. Well, I don't want to go and do a bunch of research or construction while I'm built up for military. So I can pop over to that innate talent, press my little preset, and it'll switch all these real quick instead of pressing reset, which takes them all down to 0, and I have to walk back through and set them up again. That preset's super valuable, super nice. But the bottom line here is if I want to increase my particular troop type strength, I'm going to want to really focus on putting it on the talent points here and drive up my particular troop type all across the board, starting, in my opinion, from your offense 3 should go first, and then offense 2, and then defense and health 2, and then squad defense and health 1. So squad defense 1, squad health 1. So that's the order of things I would do it. I'd do all of my offense from 3 to 1, and then I would do defense and health, defense second and health third. So defense 2 and health 2, and then defense 1 and health 1. That will set me up to be stronger most likely than the equal infantry if we had the same amount of troops and we both had T2 and I had more talent points set up in a better way. Let's say they've wasted all their points up front here on multiple troop types and then ran out of talent points where I was more specifically geared toward my infantry and that sort of thing. Then I would obviously beat them because I'm going here and I'm saying, okay, infantry 3 at level 50 is an extra 53% on my infantry attack. Whereas if they kind of set it up on everything, and we're both talking infantry, and they only got to infantry offense 1, let's just pretend, and they max that out, they're only getting 77% on their actual infantry. So that's how you're going to be equal to equal, apples to apples in a comparison there. You can practice this, not now, because I don't have the ability to change my troop formation, but eventually you'll be able to change your troop formation, and you're going to be able to practice this and see it in action. The second thing is gear. Gear is going to be something that helps you a lot. If you have the ability to go in here and change over to infantry attack, and then start looking through these and build them up, and you're going to start being able to build them up, then you're going to be able to do more damage on the other person who doesn't have the gear than they'll be able to do to you. And so if you go into, just as an example, you got your helmet, and you look through here, I see this infantry attack is 0.85, this infantry attack is 0.5, 0.75, 0.15, 0.85 again. So which one do I want to go with? Do I want to go with this level 35 helmet that has 0.85, or just 0.85 here, but I can't wear it yet because I'm not level 40? And so I have to think about this. I might be using some of the materials to build this level helmet that I would need in order to build this level helmet. And this army defense 1.8 is going to help my total army, whereas this one doesn't have any extra boosts. So I'll get my infantry attack only when I attack somebody, whereas here I'm going to get my infantry attack, but then my whole army defense is going to go up by 1.8 on top of that, including the infantry. So that's your whole army. And then I want to start thinking about the next one. Okay, infantry and ranged. Ooh, that's a good combination. And it's at 1.5. And as we go up, that really starts to pull away from the other one. So level 40, I only get 1.65 at green. But in this Indulgent Visage, I'm going to get 2.5. And then 2.5 here, but 4 here. And 3.3 to 6. And 5 to 10. So this becomes the winner over the long run when you're talking about upgrading your equipment from the basic to the most advanced. And it gets even more apparent when you're talking about mythic gear, which you can't see here, but is in orange color. Then, I kind of keep doing that down the line. I'm going to go, okay, well, level 50. It's going to take me a while to get there, so I'm not going to be able to use this gear. But is this better than this? And right here, I don't care about trap attack. I don't care about my wall defense unless I'm going into a defensive mode where I'm worried about someone attacking me. Then it might become more relevant, right? But I personally don't care as much about that because I stay shielded and I stay smart as much as I can. And if I'm online, I'm not worried about defending too much. But there are those times where you're going to find yourself in that position. So it's really kind of your call. And then we go up even further. Wow, look at this. Beast helmet at level 60. Infantry attack 4.8. And it is going to take me a while to get to that. Level 60 is quite a stretch. But I do want to build it eventually. I do want to have it. So if these are all green here and I can build it, I'm going to strongly consider it. But that said, I think out of all of what I've looked at, this is going to be your best bet right here. Level 40, you're going to get one of these two. You can decide. I might even go for the army defense boost over the ranged attack boost because I'm going to think about my whole army getting the defense boost, including the infantry that I'm attacking with, whereas this only does something for my infantry. But again, it's going to pull away more. So because this is 0.85 on my infantry and this is 1.5. So long story short, I think you want to get the idea. This is the one I would build if I could, but I can't. I don't have this green check mark. I don't have these boxes filled out. And this one, I can build the green, I can build the blue, and that's it. So in order to build the blue, if I were to say forge, I need a green helmet first, but I've got all this other stuff. I can build it up to blue. And to get to green, I need this stuff. And to get to white, I need this stuff, which I already have. So I can press forge and forge that material and get my level 40 helmet, even though I'm not level 40 yet. I'm actually level 38, which I just got to. And we're going to fix that right now. So I've got these turf quests that I've been building up. I'm going to pop over here. I'm going to say player experience boost, and I'm going to purchase this. And I've talked to you about this before, but it becomes, I mean, just crazy, crazy nice. So when you have all the different boosts that you can, and you're collecting these, as far as your player experience, you have all the player experience boosts. You can pop the pill that I just did. You can have the subscription to the turf, subscription. Let me show you what I'm talking about there. This here, Turf Club, which is active, which gives me another player experience boost to 25%. I've got my pill that I just popped, which is the player experience boost here as well. And then on top of that, I should have gear on. Let me actually make sure that I have player experience boost plus 10. See, I should have that equipped, and I should look through and just make sure that I know neither of those are going to beat it. Player experience boost, nothing else, no other options. I don't have anything here. Nope, no player experience boost there, and no player experience boost, no player experience boost. So I'm at my maximum that I can be as far as my player experience boost. And I just want to work through and just keep on clicking this button, and you're going to see me jump from 38, 39, 40, there's 39, and then 40, who knows how far I'll get. But then what I want to do is, before I go and attack these skirmishes, I'm doing this so that I can build up my infantry as strong as I can, because that's who I'm going to focus on attacking with. I do want to have over 60,000 of my troops, and I do want to have as much gear as I can built up for it, and my talent points. So when I'm doing this, I'm getting more and more talent points. From each time I level up, I'm going to get a boost in talent points that I'm allowed to go and put onto my infantry and start attacking these little turf battles. So I'm going to finish these up. I don't know how much longer I have, but I'm going to finish clicking here, and then I will be right back. All right, so I finished collecting all of those little turf quest rewards, and I got up to level 47, as you can see right here. So I went through and I reset all of my talent points. That way I had nothing over here on the right side, which is mostly about resources and research and stuff like that. I took them all off of training speed and I moved it up, although I should have probably kept them on training speed for long enough to go train more troops, but in this case I'm just going to attack with what I've got. So first thing I did is I went down here and I looked and I said, okay, let's get infantry offense 3, just like I told you, infantry offense 2, and then infantry offense 1. Then I went back up here and I started working on that defense level 2, and then I put the rest of what I could on squad health 1, squad health 2, and that way here I've got my defense way up to plus 87 for my entire squad. That's everybody. So instead of focusing on like cavalry 3 or ranged offense 3, I'm built for infantry, and then to protect the rest of my squad, I start going on to the squad health, squad defense 1 and 2. So that's how I have it set up, and this gives me the ability. I don't really have any infantry gear to attack with other than, you know, a couple of minor things. So I'm just going to walk through and make sure if I do have any kind of infantry boosts that I go ahead and attach them now. Now here you can see construction speed plus 10, who cares? Army capacity, that means I can't carry as many troops. And then the defense goes up and the health goes up. And I'm going to go ahead and equip that instead of having the total the army capacity go up. And then here, this is going to give me an infantry attack, the attack boost of 2%. So I'm going to equip that as well. And that pretty much limits me to everything that I have, I believe. I'm just going to double check and see if these do anything a little bit different. So range, army capacity, that's going to be better than anything else that I lose out of it. I don't need my range to have a good attack. My construction speed I don't care about. So army capacity, I'm going to go ahead and equip those. So I got that army capacity right back. Now, this gives me the ability, and I'm set up as I can be without sitting here and building up more gear or more troops. I've got nearly 60,000, and I'm just going to go ahead and start jumping into this skirmish. And if you scout them, it's going to tell you which one. It's going to tell you which heroes they have and everything. And it's going to say, use siege to bring down the wall with infantry or cavalry. And then enemy army is 3,700 gladiators, which are infantry, 900 range, and 3,700 cavalry. If I went with range, the infantry will get me. If I go with infantry, the cavalry will get me. If I go with cavalry, there's not as much range to get me. So the ideal troop type to have here would probably be cavalry for your beginning troops. But I don't have those. I went with infantry. So what we're going to do is just max out this army, max out the heroes. Now, speaking of heroes, I want to have my leader, because my leader is automatically going to give me some troop boosts. Cavalry max HP, meh. That's going to help what cavalry I do have. And then I'm going to look through this and try and get infantry, my defense, infantry, max HP, infantry, nada. So you can see here it boosts up how many troops I can carry, but it doesn't do much else. And it only boosts me up to 8480. So then I want to think about going back up here and getting the ranged, who increase a ranged max HP plus give me even more troops than the infantry guys does. So without my leader, I don't get that, right? With my leader, I get the cavalry. So this is a good setup for me. I've got 58,000 out of 72,000 that's available. Almost 59 out of 72. So I'm just going to go ahead and come in here, and I'm going to destroy these guys. Now, I normally don't watch these videos, but I'll watch it just a little bit. We can see what kind of attack we're having. I immediately took down the wall. It's not because I built a bunch of siege, who they always talk about. They say, build your siege to take down walls. And I'm telling you right now, you know, siege is basically a waste of time. You want to just keep on building up the strength of your troop type that you choose to have, and they're going to get the job done on that wall. So immediately I killed them, all of them, in the first try with my setup. And that's that on that one. Now I can build more of these things here, which I'm building up stones. I've talked to you about hypers before, and that's all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to build a bunch of stone hypers, which are these quarries, which build stone. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'll take care of that in my own time. And I'm assuming I got this from the battle, because I didn't have that much before when we were just looking. But that's okay, I'll use it up. So I had some injured troops. I'm immediately going to heal these guys, and I'm going to speed up the healing because I don't like to wait. And then I'm going to go on to this right here, this battle. And it may or may not tell me that I'm not strong enough. And it doesn't, because it knows I'm strong enough. And I'm just going to pause and leave so we don't have to watch it this time. Did I kill everybody? Boom, first try. If you're set up the right way, you can do some serious damage. So these ones I'm going to give more mainers. Again, we've talked about this. Mainers build gold. They give you attack boosts when, I believe it's an attack boost when you're at Castle 25. Yeah, on your whole army, it's going to give you that attack boost. So you're just stacking those stats. If you can get all these to 25, you're getting 2%, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. And you can get a 30% attack boost on your entire army by doing that. And again, always heal in between. So we're going to heal these guys up, make them nice and happy. and still got plenty of resources stacked up there. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to try and finish this one. Now, I'm going to show you something. Scout, these guys have T4s. T4 troops are pretty strong, and they're probably going to do more damage to me, and I don't think that I'm going to get the job done immediately. They only have 20,000 troops, though, so I'm hoping that I'm able to get it done. The enemy is way too strong. Proceed anyway? Yes. Please do it. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to pause, and we're going to see what kind of damage I did versus what damage they did to me. And I'm not going to see that right away. But what I'm going to do is look at my troop count and say, okay, 3,700 need to heal. So I'm going to go in and heal them. And then I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to do it again. And this is all it is. So to beat these skirmishes, you just have to have enough T2s set up, and the wall's already breached. I did a bunch of damage. There's only 9,000 of them left. Let's leave and see what we've done there. I might need to, only twice. That's the best I've ever done. Normally it takes me 4 or 5 times to get through these because in the past I didn't go through and set up my talent points. So if you take the time to set up those talent points, that's going to be a huge difference for you in your ability to just go through and tear up these skirmishes, which are a good example of what a small battle might be like out on the kingdom map. And this is going to make me do a couple of free things here real quick. You can get these holy stars and attack these monsters, and this is called the labyrinth. You're also going to see something up here, Kingdom Tycoon, but you can't access that until level 21 castle. But the main thing here in this area, okay, there's a couple of main things. One, I talked about the altar. You need prison level 17 in order to build an altar, but when you execute people, you'll get some boosts off of that. And then these other spots over here are going to be used to build familiars. You automatically get a monster hold. And so monster hold is pretty cool, but the reason you need a monster hold is for the monsters, the familiars. I'm going to build, most people recommend building 2 gems, and they recommend building 2 springs, and then, or excuse me, 2 mystic spires. So 2, and the rest of them springs for all these spots. You got these 3 plus these 3 here, and then these 2 down here. So you got a total of 8 spots to build. Now what I do is I build 1 single gem, and I guess I'm going to speed that up. We got 20 out of 20, which is good. Free, boom. Okay, so that's done, which is great for me over here because now I can build up more of my military. Okay. So I can build up more of my military power there and more monster hunting and everything. Getting this guy up to level 25 as soon as possible is always recommended, and that's also necessary to get to T4. But in order to get this up to 25, you're going to need this at 25 and this at 25 and one of every single building type at 25. So you don't need all of these buildings here at 25, but you need at least 1 quarry at level 25 in order, and one of every single other one to get this one at level 25. And that'll put you on your path to earn T4 troops, which you have to research. And these T4 troops, these heroes, heroic fighter, destroyer, heroic cannoneer, and ancient Drake rider. These guys are super tough, but it is a little bit of a road to get there. And in order to do it, you're going to have first you have to get that academy to level 25, but then you're going to have to research everything up to level 10 on this whole tree in order to get there. Plus, this tree, all except this gem harvesting, also would need to be at 10. And as you can see, that's basically the path that I'm headed, is just getting myself prepped up for T4. And I'm going to make this basically a war castle. Even though I have 0 kills at the moment, I am going to make this a war castle. So jumping back to familiars, I'm going to just put an end to the video here and just tell you that 1 gem, okay, so 1 gem, go change, apply, and I can build it without changing my talent points. If you're doing a lot of building, you want to go through and reset your talent points and do construction 1 and 2. That way it takes you significantly less time to build. And that's something you're going to forget very often, but talent points for everything. And it's expensive. So once I run out of these resets, I have one more. Then it costs 1,000 gems each time I want to change it over. So if I'm sitting there swapping back and forth between building stuff and researching, and then also training troops, because that's something I put in there. If I'm swapping back and forth every single time I need to go to war or go back and train troops or build or whatever, I'm going to find out that it's very expensive. It'll eat at these gems extremely quickly. So that's something to think about. But I'm going to build 1 gem. I'm going to do 2 of these spires. And let me pop this out so I can just do this quickly. And then this is going to be the end of my video here. But I've got 2 of those spires, and then I've got the rest are going to be springs. So some people recommend 1 more gem instead of all springs. But springs are going to give me, once they're at a high level, we'll talk about skill stones. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't care much about that. But what it will do is it's going to allow me to merge faster. Let me digress here for 1 second. So we have these packs, right? And these packs, I'm going to start out with 1B. Don't even worry about 1. The one that you want here is Aquarius. And this monster, when you build them up, you're going to get, you're going to start out at hatchling, and then you got to advance them to adult. This says max to give you an example, but it'll start out right here as a hatchling. Then you got to level them up to level 20 in order to get it to be an adult. And then you've got to level it up to level 50 in order to get it to be an elder, like it shows here. And once you're an adult, you can come here and start building up refresh skill. And that'll give you, for level 1, it'll give you 15 to 50 stamina every day, 1 day at a time. And then level 10, you're going to get 60 to 120 every 12 hours. So twice a day, you're going to get another 120 stamina bare minimum. Because you're getting 60, and then 12 hours later you're getting another 60. So bare minimum every day you're getting 120 extra stamina. That's like having 1 extra heart for your stamina to build up. And I forgot that I collected all those, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go and level up my heroes here soon. But the whole point is, when you're starting out, you have packed 1A, and if you merge some of these, you can walk through and see what they do for you. So right out the gate, when you get this permanent effect, it's already at level 1. My merging speed for packs is going to go up with this guy. So he's not too bad, but I'm going to not waste my energy on pack 1A. I'm going to waste it on pack 1B. For the specific thing of the Aquarius, and he is a little harder to build up. You can see he's a level 2, rarity level 2. He is the only one in your packed ones of either one of these where it's that rarity. And so 2B, you kind of have the same deal. You have these packed 2s, and then all of a sudden there's this guy 3 who's a Pyrus, and he's pretty cool too. But packed 3 is where it's at, and the only way to get to pack 3 is by researching the familiars down here. And so that's you know, just the start of a rundown. I'm going to go all over familiars, and I'm only going to have 1 gem, 2 spires, and all the rest of these are going to be the springs here. And then we will go over in a totally different video what these familiars are and do, and how I would recommend developing them, and how I would recommend researching, and all that good stuff. We'll cover it all in a future video. All right, I'll catch you guys next time.